Hello, my name is Sekit, and we are playing FTB Plexiglass Mountain. And today, we're going to see if we can't figure out the reactors from Mekanism. There's a bunch of things we need. We're going to need... Oh, my cat's got the zoomies. We're going to need, let's see, 49 plus 49 is 98, plus 20 is 118 reactor casings. And that's just lead and steel casings. No big deal. We'll have to make ourselves some more patterns here. Here we go. And we're gonna need 125 reactor glass. So we're gonna... Okay, enriched iron. I don't think we know enriched... Okay, it's just, we do it in the metallurgic infuser. Okay. Now this enriched carbon, you make the same way as the enriched redstone, and we're gonna need iron. Same as enriched redstone and everything else. Let's go ahead and make ourselves 1300 iron. Sounds good. I don't really know what the ratios are. So those 8 will give us, okay, that'll give us a stack. And it looks like it's 10 carbon millibuckets to 1 iron ingot for 1 enriched iron. Now we're also going to need 4 fission reactor ports. And we're going to need some control rods, logic adapters, reactor okay, so we're definitely going to need that's a fusion reactor controller. I'm not worried about that. Let's go to Mechanism and see if we can find those blocks. Okay, they were right up front. Fuel assemblies are what we need. Here we go. Just a basic chemical tank in there. And we're going to need a number of those. And we're going to need a number of these control rod assemblies. Okay, let's go outside. Now, we're just going to come over here by our old little starter house here. And let's get the reactor casing going. Now, what we're going to do, we've got to have these as the floor. So we're going to go 7 by 7. And we're going to want to kind of define the edges of a cube. Now the top of this thing can either be casings or glass. We're just going to use casing. Now the same is true for the sides. We could do all reactor casing all around this thing. But we're going to use this reactor glass so we can see what's going on inside. It makes no difference which one you use. Now we're going to take our ports. We're going to put one here and one here. Whoops. Now we're going to set these to deal with coolant. We want that to output coolant, and we want this to input coolant. Okay, input only, I guess. That'll have to do. Now we're going to want 13 of these control rod assemblies. Whoops, need infused alloy. And you know, while I'm thinking about it, so I don't forget, we're going to put these other 2 ports down and set them So we're gonna want, that'll be another input, and that'll be for outputting waste. Cool. Now I'm gonna set these up in a pretty specific manner, and for a 7x7, and you can make these much bigger and smaller. I think the biggest is 18x18x18. You need space for coolant between the control rods for this to be as efficient as it could be. It might even be a little bit more efficient if we kept that setup and made this a 9x9 so there was space for coolant on all sides. But I think this will be fine. Now we need these the fission fuel assemblies. We're gonna need, let's see, 13 times 4. So what, 52? Cool. And we're just gonna run these down to the bottom. I miscounted that. 52 is way too many, I think. Or, you know, maybe not. Maybe I was right the first time. Okay, and then we're gonna cover this side up with glass. Okay, I saw red particle effects. Got ourselves a reactor. Let's look at the particle effects. They're cool. Whoops. Come here. See that? Can't miss them. Same as the evaporation tower. Where is it? Over there. Now you right-click anywhere and you get a GUI. Cool. Now what we have for coolant is water. So we're going to take another aqueous accumulator and we're going to really soup this one up. We're going to give it integral components. That'll make it super fast, I hope. And we're going to want some pipes, right? So let's throw a pipe on here. Right out loud. There we go. And we're going to do ender tanks, blue all the way through. And we're going to put a similar ender tank up here. Dye it to match so that they link. Plenty of water. And we should be able to pump it right in here, right? Okay, yeah, it's slowly filling up with water. We're going to want it to fill all the way. Now the next thing we'll need is fissile fuel. And this looks like a rabbit hole. I don't know how much room we're going to need out here to do all of this, but we got a little bit of power. That should fill up right quick. So let's get a cable. Okay. Now where we need to start is an enrichment chamber. We're going to need to take this uranium and we just throw it in there and turn it into yellow cake uranium. Right? And then this stuff we need to oxidize. We made another chemical oxidizer. We're going to pop it down. We're going to set this thing up. That's not what we want. Here we go. We're going to set this thing to eject. Just dump right into the chemical oxidizer. We're slowly going to get uranium oxide. This stuff we need to combine with some hydrofluoric acid to get uranium hexafluoride. Hydrofluoric acid, okay. Sulfuric acid and fluorite. Sulfuric acid, sulfur trioxide, and water vapor. Now this all begins with another oxidizer. And we're going to need some sulfur. of which we're going to be able to make because we have the seeds, right? Now we throw it in here and it should become sulfur dioxide. Cool. Now this all starts like we have downstairs, but it's an electrolytic separator, and we're going to need to fill it full of water. That should be easy enough. We'll just need another ender tank. We'll make that. Now, if I have this set up right, we should have oxygen coming out this side. Maybe? I messed it up. I was in the wrong part of the GUI. I think I was looking at items for some reason. I always do that. We're going to make a recipe for a chemical infuser because we're using a lot more of these Mekanism machines than I thought I was going to use. Okay, we got to teach this thing how to make osmium now. Somebody forgot to make osmium seeds, and we're now out of osmium. We could go mining with our hammer. We got iron drills, remember. I was hoping we had the mining gadget, but it really doesn't look like it. It looks like we got building gadgets, but not mining gadgets. So we'll go mining with the hammer. So actually looking at this, it looks like we're also gonna need fluoride seeds. And some osmium seeds. And we made uranium seeds already. Very good. I forgot about the digital miner. No reason why we can't just use that as long as it's still sitting down here. Oh, hey, look, the screen's turned on. Odd time. What was up with that? Now that ought to hold us until the seeds really start going. Okay, so we're getting our sulfur trioxide, slowly but surely. We're going to need to put that in another chemical infuser with water vapor to get sulfuric acid. Now, the water vapor is easy. We just need another rotary, whatever they're called, condensator. Sounds like something somebody calls something by mistake, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. Now, this thing takes a while to fill up. I mean, it's trucking right along. It just holds an awful lot of coolant. It's cool. Okay, we run another pipe over from our ender tank. We're just gonna have to set this up to extract. Let's see. There we go. This should give us our water vapor. If it was powered. Okay. Very good. You gotta have this. The default of this doesn't do what you want, or what we want for this anyway. The water vapor we're gonna take out from the side here, I guess. Where are tubes? Sure enough, sulfuric acid. Now this stuff. Oh, we can get to. Have we already set something like this up? I feel like maybe we have. I think we need to turn it into this. Yeah, this is what we need the fluoride for. So, let's see. Well, we want to be up here. How much do we got? We got some. And I did make seeds. So hopefully, chemical dissolution chamber. I don't know if we've seen before. I think maybe we have. It uses more expensive materials. I'm pretty sure we can handle it. Let's see. Yeah, we're doing fine. Pop it down right here. Set it up to input from this side, and I guess we'll output over here. Is this thing filling up? I feel like it's not filling up. Let's see. Gases, eject on, and output. Aha, it was the settings in this one. That's fine. Go ahead and make sure we can output to this side. And I guess we just throw the fluoride in there? Okay, and you get a good amount. Now this we need to turn into the uranium hexafluoride. So here we need our uranium oxide, which I believe we have over here, right? Yeah. Okay, it's another chemical infuser. And we don't want that connected to it. We'll have to... Oh good, nothing went in. All of these tubes and so on are constantly trying to connect to each other. It's driving me a little batty. But we got our uranium hexafluoride down there. The next thing we need to do to it is another rotary condensator. So let's get that set up. Now this looks like it's just going ahead and being cooperative. Now what we do with this is something. Don't ask me what. I feel like we're getting awful close. Aha, yeah, okay. We need an isotropic centrifuge. What does it do? Spin its contents really, really fast. I guess maybe we'll pop this right on top. And disconnect it from here. And let's see, can we output... What is this stuff? Is it? I guess it's a fluid. It does say liquid. We're gonna turn that off and hopefully get it to output. Might not like that. Let's see if we have to... Oh, gases. That's interesting. At least I don't think so. I've literally never done this before. I have no idea what on earth I'm doing. Okay, but we're getting fissile fuel. So, very nice. Okay, so on this side, we've got uranium going into the enrichment chamber, right? It's giving us our yellow cake, which is, we're mixing it with water vapor, I think. Uranium oxide over here. We need anything else. We've got our chemical oxidizer. This is where we start with the sulfur, I think. Pop a barrel up there. I think we already made a bunch of sulfur. Those seeds I did have the foresight to make, so that's good. Throw all of that in there. That'll start trucking along. Somewhere along the line, the fluoride comes into it, right here. So we're gonna want to input, yeah, okay, right in front. Transporter. One more barrel. Alright. Yeah. And I guess we can make a couple more. Fluoride blocks. Okay. Okay, I just messed around in here. It looked like it was all set up correctly. That's... Boy. We're gonna have to build a little structure for this. I really didn't know what I was getting into. This thing, we're gonna have to do something with villager jail one of these days. I hate to take down our first build on the island, but we will. Now, we're gonna have to set something up to deal with the waste. This could all go very badly. This is a straight up nuclear reactor. We're gonna want a radioactive waste barrel. It's not that bad, it's just steel and lead. We're gonna put that down there. Oh, it does not want to connect. Doesn't have a GUI. Okay, I guess it's a gas. The tube connects right to it. So now we know. We better set this tube full just in case. Oh my. On its own, that reactor it'll just explode. What we need to look at. Okay, turbine casings. That doesn't seem so bad. We're gonna need that. We've got, what else do we have here? Turbine rotors. We're definitely gonna need that. Okay, rotational complex. I believe we're gonna need to know this. We got, what else do we have? Rotational complex, electromagnetic coils. I bet we need this. A block that converts kinetic energy into usable electricity. Yeah, so we're definitely going to need some of that. What else? Probably all of this just in a row, huh? Definitely need valves. At least two. Like vents, that looks cool. Let's make some more patterns. And I think there's also some kind of glass we want to make. That's a saturated reactor. We'll program this. I'm sure we need it. It's right in a row with everything else. And finally, okay, enriched iron. We know how to make that. Cool. And you know what? We are going to pump the fuel in. Let's see. You know, I saw this thing here. I thought it might be an only input, but I don't know why I thought that. Oh, we were using the wrong thing. It's a gas again. Okay. So let's see. Now, nothing should happen until we press activate, but there's no reason to like upgrade this or add tanks or anything when this holds like, you know. Now with the turbine, we're gonna go big. Because the turbine has this thing, you know, once it's on, we can turn it on and turn it off, but there's a chance it'll blow up if we're not dealing with the coolant properly. The way we do that is with the turbine itself. We'll be pumping coolant in and out, you know, I guess steam out and water in. And we want this thing to be big enough to deal with this thing. Like you can go overboard on the turbine, but you don't want to go overboard on the reactor or we'll blow this whole place up. So we're gonna go 11 by 11. And just like the reactor, it's all casings on the bottom. And also, just like before, the edges have to be casing. You know, we did not make a pattern for structural glass. Where is it? Here it is. This is the glass we use. Like we use the reactor glass in the reactor. It's not, you know, you could use all casings, but I'm going to want to see what's going on. So we'll make a bunch of this. I swear I made a recipe for turbine blades, but I guess I did not. They're not hard to make. Just steel and an advanced alloy. Now we're going to have to kind of eyeball this a little bit, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll start with 7, I guess. I guess we'll start with 8. And we'll make, we got 7 of the rotors. Like, I guess what you do is you go in the middle here, and the blades go on there automatically, right? Doesn't look like much. But the next level up is wider. And this continues. Oh, okay. They take, each one seems to take more than one blade. Looks like maybe 2 blades per rotor block, so that's good to know. What we need to do is get these to just about touch this wall, but not quite. So the height of this reactor is determined by the width of its base. I'm not sure what the ratio is, but I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Let's see. That doesn't look like quite it. Boy, this thing's gonna be huge. Let's build up. Okay, that looks about right. That's monstrous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think. Bananas. So now that we've got that part, we need to build the next layer. We're gonna need 80 of these pressure dispersers. So I'm gonna make some more reinforced alloy. Now we're gonna fill this in, this whole level here, one above the turbine rotor, except right in the middle, we're gonna have that rotational complex. Now, gone up one more layer here. The next thing we need are electromagnetic coils, and I think we need 7 of them. Each one of these apparently can support 2 rotors. And we've got 13 rotors in there, so 7 should allow us to support 14, so we'll be a little bit ahead of the game. Now, I know that one of them has to go on top of the, I already forgot what it's called, the block we put in the middle there. They all have to be touching, and I think they have to be touching the outside, but I'm not really sure about that. And the other thing we need is, yeah, that's right, these saturating condensers. That's what's gonna turn the steam back into water. So we're gonna need 81 minus 7, so 74 of those. And we have enough. This is a downside of applied energistics. But we'll end up using those buckets for something eventually, I'm sure. Now, while those are crafting, I want to think about our valves. We're going to be going in, right? So, whoops. Darn it. Doing a great job here, folks. Let's see. We're going to want a valve right here. And come here. Okay, I guess it's just a valve. We don't have to set it. But let's get some pipes. No, it doesn't like it. Maybe it'll like it once this thing is assembled. So the next layer, in addition to the turbine casings in the corner, it's all vents, including the walls. So I think we're going to need 117 of them. Okay, just like so. And finally, up top, so we're finally up top, you again have to have turbine casings around the edges. So it's the turbine casings that kind of define the cube. We're going to fill the rest of it in with turbine casings also. Moment of truth. Okay, it didn't assemble. It's probably missing something. I don't know what though. Okay, first thing I did wrong. This layer here on the outside next to the pressure dispersers also has to be vents. I don't know about this layer, but we'll try just this one first for science. Okay. Nothing assembled. So let's try changing this layer out. I guess it would make sense if it was vents all the way around the top here. It seems we may also need vents on the top. Hey, we did it. We were actually up one layer too high. So what this actually is up here, we've got 2 layers of well, 3 really. 3 layers of turbine vents with the top all vents. Behind these vents, we got saturating condensers. And the electromagnetic coils are also on that level. And behind these vents are the pressure dispersers. Awesome. Okay, so then this actually makes sense. This is our port going out, so we had to use tubes because steam is a gas. And we put pipes. We might have to like get up here. We put the pipes right on the vents. There we go. And we'll just send this down here. Now, would you look at that? We don't even need the vents on this layer. We have a piece of glass here. And this is all still assembled. Last thing we're gonna need is energy output. And that's just gonna be another turbine valve. The cables might just connect to it. Yes, they do. Okay, moment of truth time. We don't have that much fuel. So it shouldn't go too badly wrong, I hope. Okay, so it should be producing steam. Is this thing getting any steam? It's getting some steam in. Is it producing power? Yeah. So that's 4,000 kilo-FE, I think, a tick. Let's take our solar panel off. See how we're doing. Okay, yeah, it's just full. I kind of expected this thing to spin. Maybe there's not enough steam. It is very big. The real question is, are we getting waste? Yeah. You know, it's kind of just staying in there, isn't it? Like, I feel like it's not collecting. Apparently this is normal behavior. It starts to get too full, start seeing particles. So I guess the question is, are we even doing the right thing here? Go for nuclear waste, right? And yeah, that's how we make the polonium, sure enough, and that's how we get our pellets. So we're on the right track. Current burn rate, let's what happens if we set it to 1? what I think we want this to start. Yeah, okay, so that's filling it up. Very cool. Now the question is, how do we get it out of there and into a solar neutron activator? Let's see. To its internal reservoir, allowing for the slow creation of various isotopes. Alright, well that looks easy enough. Is this a gas? You know, I wonder if we should be piping this directly into a machine. That's probably what we should be doing. But that is going to have to wait until next time. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.